If you ran a very complex search that you don't want to have to type out multiple times, you can go ahead and save that search by typing in the name of what you want that search to be represented by, click make public so everyone on your team can find it, and then hit save this search. And then that search will show up here in your saved searches. And so I'm going to go ahead and pull up some of the saved searches that I've saved before, so I don't have to type them in each time. But when it comes to the date range, again, we've already done a date range search. The brackets represent the range of values between this value and this value. And so we're looking at documents that are from the 9th of January of 2002 through February 8th of 2002. But when it comes to like the way that you structure this, I'm going to go ahead and remove the date range and just look for documents on this date. We've got 34 results for this. You don't really have to worry about how you structure this. You could say 01, 09, 2002. You could say 01, 09, 02. You could do 01, 09. Instead of dashes, you use, and now I'm blanking on what these are called. Too many concussions in my life. But you can format them all these different ways. You could say, you could do 2002, 01, 09. You get the same 34 results. You could even type it out. Again, if you're typing, you're going to need an exact match. But you could say January 9th, 2002. You get 34 results. The only thing that's not going to work is if you type something like early January 2002, because that's not an exact match for anything. That's just very broad, vague. What does early mean? So you should be good to type in the date any which way you feel, so long as it is an actual date, which I think is very helpful. There's a number of different date searches that you can run. You can run date, email sent, email received, date time created, modified date time, last print date. Those are the ones I can think of. But again, the next point search guide will kind of show you. Command find date, document date, any other dates, document date, created date time, modified date time, last print date. So there's a bunch of different ones that you can search on, depending on what it is, like what kind of data you're looking at and what you want to search for. I'm going to switch over for a second to the email searches. And let's go ahead and run some, we've already done domain searches. But one of the things I want to point out is how you can go about building these out. Let's actually run a save search that I've already run. So let's go with author plus one of 3 individuals. So what we're looking at here is the author being Teichowitz. So we can see that the author somewhere contains the word Teichowitz, and the recipients are Williams, Witt, or Myers, because it's contained in the parentheses. And so we can see Mark Witt is on here. Here's Williams, but we've got 44 results for this search. And essentially, this is a one-way communication where the author is Teichowitz, and the recipients that are receiving it are either Williams or Witt or Myers.
One of the things I want to point out here is the way that the tokenization for next point search works with these fields is that in the author field, it's looking for anything that contains the word Teichowitz. So we can see Tycolates, we can see Berry Tycolates. If there was a Laura Tycolates, that would show up here as well, provided that those communications from that author were also to either one or more of Williams or Witt or Myers. So if I were to type in here, instead of Tycolates, I typed in Wilson, it's going to pull up any documents that were authored by Owen Wilson, Luke Wilson, Russell Wilson. I don't have any documents or communications from any of those individuals. It'd be pretty cool if I did, but just wanted to show you how that worked. So if I were to change this and I wanted to be very specific and say, I need this to be only for Berry Tycolates, it only shows documents that have been authored by Berry Tycolates that the recipients are Witt. Well, looks like Witt's the only one on here for these ones. Whereas before, if we run the search, run it again, you'll see Witt, Williams on here. I just wanted to show you how that works. I'm going to run another search right here real quickly. So we're looking at any documents that were authored by Tycolates and were sent to Williams or Witt or Myers or a combination of them, or communications that go the other way, where Williams or Witt or Myers were communicating in some form or fashion to Tycolates as a recipient. And so you'll notice this is the first search that we ran earlier. And this is the new search that we have added to make it a two-way communication down here. And we have actually taken this, and I hope you notice the parentheses around the initial search term, the initial search, and then also around the second search with a connector of or, so that these ands do not trump this or. Another cool search that I frequently run is if you're looking for specific attachments, you could say, let's look at documents that are attachments. So is attachment, this is going to be a true or false statement. Is attachment true? And so these documents all should be attachments. So if I click into any one of these, Fall Fiesta Hydration Quiz, you can see that this is an attachment to this parent email. And we can see that here in the related documents. If I click over in here, we can see the original email, but it's got two attachments, Fall Fiesta Hydration Quiz answers. It looks like they might have added the same document. I don't know why this person added the same document twice to this email, but they attached it twice. And you can see that familiar relationship. So all of these documents should be attachments. If you wanted us to be find documents that are not attachments, you could just attach a not or a minus sign here. Get those 3,914 documents that are not attachments, or just change it to false to avoid double negatives. Saying, so you should get those same 3,914 documents. So you can do is attachment, you can do documents that has attachments. So these are going to be documents that do not have attachments. And these are going to be documents that do have attachments, which we should see probably are all emails with attachments. So you can use this in conjunction with other search syntaxes to help identify more particular searches that you're looking for.